Hello, I'm an artist in love with crafts, and this time I'm sharing 2 weeks of what I do on my free times, crafting wise. So let's go. Oh, and by the way, I'm wearing my first top and actually the first design I made from Kutovakika, and I'll link down below if you want to check it out. So we are at the final stretch of the Sailor Swift top. And also, this whole week I was focused on finishing or advancing projects that I'm working on, so I don't have 1,000 projects at the same time. For the top, the first step was waving in details that I didn't do. I knew that probably I wouldn't finish my cross stitch this week, but as I was focused on advancing it, I did it a lot. So you're gonna see the progress on that. Looking back, I have already finished waving the ends of the top, the knitted top, but I was doing a lot of cross stitching. I think I was procrastinating the end of the top. It's always like that when I have to do some task that I don't like at the end, and for knitting is blocking. So I start doing something else. I think that was happening here. But at least we made progress with the cross stitch project. Yeah. Didn't record yesterday night, but made good progress finishing this part. And just missing here a little bit of the light green. And also started this part. I already had part of the green, the lighter green, but did this and now doing the darker one. I like to keep switching from one another just to regulate the tension, so I don't go all over with the lighter one and then the darker one. So I try to regulate the tension between the stitches and make it more even. Yeah, making progress with this piece. And a quick check on the whole picture. Oh my god, look at these cuties that just arrived. These are mugs with illustrations for an artist. I think it's a Finnish artist called Heikala. I follow her on the social media. Oops. And I love her content, her creations. And I saw that some of the mugs, I think all of the mugs were with some discount on her website, and yeah, I remember that they existed and ordered two for us. There are the details inside. These are so adorable. Yeah. But yeah, coffee and tea time will be a little cuter now. Okay, so now let's finally do the final step for the top. which is blocking. If you're not familiar with blocking, as I wasn't until recently when I came back knitting, this is a process to relax the fabric, make the stitches a little more even, the garment more drapey. Also, you can use it to correct a little bit the measurements of the garment and make it the way you want. So, for example, a sleeve a little longer, some part a little wider. This has a limit, of course, but you can do some adjustment there. As you saw, the first step was soaking the piece. I left there for, I think, half an hour, and then took it off. Tried to remove water from it, but not twisting the fabric, just scrunching a little bit. And then I rolled it in a towel, tried to remove the max water I could from it by standing on top of it. And then what you have to do is lay the piece down and use some pins to place it on the way that you want the garment to be. So for example, here I was trying to make the armholes a little bigger as my knitting tension is so high. This part was a little small to me, so I was hoping that blocking could solve that. The top will take some time to dry. Usually it takes 2 or 3 days for me because I don't have outdoor space. So next I'll finish this head part of the drawing. At this point on the cross stitch, the 2 teal colors I'm using in the background were over. I'm accumulating all the colors that I need to buy more, so I do only one order. So I move it to all the other parts of the illustration. I think there is another green that I'm using on the background that I will run out of, so I try to use it and see if I need to order more as well. A little book update here. I finished the one that I was reading in a previous video, which was O Filho de Mil Homens. I enjoyed the book, but not as much as I thought I would. There are some complicated parts, but also some beautiful ones. I'm still thinking about it, but I would recommend it if you are interested. After that, I read a comic book from an artist from my city. It's a very cute, heartwarming story, and the illustrations are so beautiful. I do recommend it if you can read Portuguese. And now I'm reading O Que Resta. This is from a Portuguese author, as the O Filho de Mil Homens as well. Bárbara Cardoso was, and still is, an influencer, content creator actually, here in Portugal. I like to follow her works. I like how she communicates, so I was really curious to read her book. I'm still very in the beginning, so no reviews for now. Another project that I wanted to finish this week was these shorts that I made a while ago. I'll link down below the link to the Rivalry project. It's a cute short with a lot of cables and it has pockets. Always love when women's wear have pockets. As I said, a lot of times I procrastinate when I'm at the end of the project and it's something that I don't want to do, a task that I don't want to do. And in this case, it's closing the pockets and adding the elastic band to the top of it. But yeah, I'm focused this week on finishing stuff, so let's do it. Sunday I focus on drawing a lot of the background of the cross-stitching project to have a feel of how much thread I will need to order. And taking advantage of a stroll in the park, this is the final Taylor Swift top. Well, as on the first week, I was really focused on finishing project. I was fighting with all my will to not start a new one, but I really wanted. So when the second week started, I said, let's go. I'm doing yet another Kutovakika project. I bought 3 patterns some months ago when they were discounted. That's why I have so many projects from her at the moment. So this is the last top I'm doing for now, with the yarn I bought on my trip to Brazil. So first things first, I did a gauge swatch so I could see if my stitches and rows counting matches the one on the pattern. After the test was done, I unraveled the yarn to use it again on the top. So the pattern starts at the back, top back, and this is going to be a top with a lot of different laces. So this is, I think, the middle of the first lace, and probably I'll use on the front as well. Let's see how the pattern continues. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. It's nice to have like a more complex pattern, because in the other top it was always stockinette and it gets a little boring. Although it goes faster, this is more interesting. But yeah, looking good so far. Let's continue. You're taking almost the whole sofa. Can you please give me some space? Mm? 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 Made some good progress yesterday, finished the second lace pattern. Unfortunately, I did this twice because I didn't read the pattern properly and messed up the increases here for the armholes. Since this will affect the fit of the garment, I decided to do it again, so unravel everything here and did it again. But yeah, looking good. Now we'll begin the third part here of another lace and also continue to form the armholes here. this point, there was a stitch that was a little confusing on the on the pattern. It should look like a little blob or a ball. And that's when I discovered that Kutovakika actually recorded a video about this top with some instructions, and I scanned through the video and everything looks fine of what I have already done. And then I learned the specific stitch that I wanted to learn here, and all went well.
I don't know if I can find my way out. I'm stuck in a prison of doubt. In this torsion, and everything is growing up tight. There's no room to breathe. And nobody is watching at night. I wanna rise up. Need a friend to shake me out again. Need a friend to shake me out.
I wasn't able to film a lot these last days, but we did a great progress on the top. I finished the first step of the back piece. Probably we'll do like the front and then join everything on the round. So I stop it here. I remember that my wooden needles have these stoppers here, so I can put it and don't have to have the needle here pointing out. I always forget about this. This part has 3 main lace patterns and 2 small like transition patterns here. It's really nice. I'm enjoying how it's turning out. I actually already did the beginning of the front as well. So here the left part, I made this part and is also on hold on the same needle. And I'm starting the other one. This is pretty quick. This is only 19 stitches, so you go very fast. Probably you will join for the color and do some more to join the back as well and do the round. But yeah, quick update on the progress. Going well. I said that lace is nice because it's always something new. At the same time, I have to be really careful not to miss any instructions or the charts that are used for the lace patterns. And I have to always have the pattern on hand so I can see the charts. But yeah, very nice. I'm enjoying it.
I don't know if I can find my way out.
For this project, I'm using the Xiaogu fixed needles. I decided to use this because they have a very long and thin tips that is really good for lacing, because you have to do a lot of stitches together and it's a little tricky to do with like blunt points. So this is nice for that. Although I don't love how the stitches run so smoothly on the stainless steel. Frequently they fall off the needle. I have to pick them up again. And yeah, maybe I'm a more wooden girly. I don't know. I have to keep testing maybe another brand of wooden needles. I mean, I love but the ones that I have. They are Lantern Moon ones. I like how the cable on them swivels, doesn't go like strange positions, but the joint is not as smooth as I wish it was, but it's okay, and I don't mind that much as well. So this is the progress we did so far on this top. Again, is a pattern by Kutovakika. I'll link it down below if you want to do it yourself as well. Next step is joining everything on the round, because we have separate pieces now, and we join everything. So we already have armholes and neckline, and yeah, it's going well. And that's it for this video. I hope you like it, how I finished my garments. How we progressed on the cross stitch and the start of a new top now. I forgot to mention, but the new top is the love letter top. It's a love letter to lace. As you can see, it's all worked through lace patterns. But I hope you like it, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.